All right, folks, I think we'll get started. Call the budget meeting to order for the council. Just a couple of words about our meeting today. Welcome, everyone. This is me where we're going to be processing through the budget related to 2026. We've had a number of conversations with various departments, department heads, conversations among ourselves, and that we've done all of those meetings. Of course, have been public meetings, but we have had various numbers of people come. This is a good group today. You're welcome to have a seat if you want. Just share with you a little of the process for today. Today we're going to start with our auditor, who will give us a summary of what he believes to be the most accurate numbers relative to our revenue streams for the general fund and other funds. We want to try to make sure we have as clear an idea about what resources we have available to us for next year and the budget. We'll be looking at the miscellaneous funds that also exist in the county and potential options that we have to access resources from various miscellaneous funds. We will discuss the way taxing options work, the way the tax process works for us in terms of being able to assess the potential for revenue sources. So we're trying to gather as much as we can and to summarize them, what revenue resources that we have available. So that will be the first part of our time together. Then what we're going to do is we're going to initiate a review by department. We've had an opportunity to review several of the departments to this point. We'll start in our budget book with the coroner's office, and we'll make our way through the budget. Then what we'll do is we'll try to gather what we believe to be a total expense. So then what we have is our revenue sources. We'll have our expenses, and then what we have to do is we have to match them, because as most of you probably know, the state requires us to have a matching budget where we have a certain stream of revenue and a certain set of expenses, and they have to match. And so we have to figure out how to make them match, what kind of priorities we have to be able to put into place. And then we'll review our other funds that are not associated with the general fund. And then we'll discuss our next steps at the end. We have blocked from now until 8 o'clock. We'll be taking a break probably sometime around 5:45 or 6 for a bite to eat, and then continue. So that's kind of for those of you who have an interest in sort of what the lay of the land is. We're not going to be taking public comment, or this isn't a dialogue at all, other than just that we're going to be having a conversation with ourselves. So we appreciate your interest in being a part of hearing what we have to say.
I mean, the easy way is to put in the numbers for the sheriff's contract and advertise it.
But I'm going to be realistic, guys. I would love to be able to do that, but I think you can see where we're at. There's no way I can possibly, even at breaking it down 11, 11, and 11, I can't do 11%. I just can't do it.
Can I speak on that?
Certainly.
Mason Brizendine with the Madison County Sheriff's Department Merit Deputies. I just want to provide some much needed context to the issues that we're dealing with now. In response to an unprecedented increase in police salaries statewide, in the fall of 23, we began meeting with commissioners in an effort to renegotiate our contract. We started this process with the former president of this council, present at that very first meeting. This may be news to some of you, but he verbally expressed this council's support for our efforts at that time. For over a year, we met with the commissioners on a routine basis. We were able to reach an agreement with them in the fall of 2024. Prior to the county budget being approved, I was personally assured that our negotiated salaries would be reflected in the proposed 2025 Madison County budget. Entirely inconsistent with that assurance, the Gale amendments were proposed and passed, containing our previous figures. Any and all language and progress of that contract was then null and void. After the rug was pulled out from under our feet, we didn't storm out of these doors, we didn't shout, We didn't do anything that required any of you to bang on that gavel up there. We didn't come down with the blue flu. We didn't talk to lawyers. We continued to put on our bulletproof vests, put on our duty belts, and we went to work. We walked out of this room and continued our regularly scheduled negotiations, coming to an agreement with the commissioners again in March of 2025, in complete and total accordance with decades of past practice in this county. Now, I say all this not to cast shade, not to besmirch anyone's name or the integrity of this process. I tell you this so that you and everyone listening has the background of events that transpired from 2023 to today as it relates to the contract in front of you that you're considering. At no point in this process did we ever reach for the stars or just throw everything at the wall to see what would stick. All of our requests were reasonable based on salaries and benefits of surrounding police departments. If you decide to appropriate funding for this contract, we will still not be the highest paid officers in this county. Likely, we won't even be among the top 3. These efforts were geared to retain the deputies who the taxpayer Madison County has already invested thousands of dollars into, and to give us the opportunity to fill vacancies as people naturally come to retirement age within our department. We cannot allow ourselves to become a feeder department for other agencies in an endless cycle of recruitment, retraining, and rehiring. The Madison County taxpayer sees no long-term return on that investment. We recognize the fiscal burden that you bear. We understand you wish there was more money to go around. I often hear in these meetings and even tonight concepts such as new money, additional appropriations, and a multi-million-dollar rainy day fund. Although I don't claim to be an expert in public administration or budgeting, I'm a pretty simple guy. What I can assure all of you tonight is that it will be a very rainy day in Madison County when you don't have thoroughly trained deputies showing up to domestic batteries, fatal crashes, shootings, mental health crises, homicides, and any other tragedy you can imagine. You can just ask some of these guys back here the horrific sights they've seen in the last week alone at work, not to mention what they've endured throughout their careers. You have a very important, but also a very simple decision to make. This council decides who shows up at the Madison County taxpayer's doorstep on the worst day of their life. If this council is content with filling those boots with warm bodies, eventually that's exactly what you'll get. If this council is content with filling police cars with people who barely meet our minimum hiring standards, eventually that's what you're going to get. If you want to offer a discount salary, eventually you're going to get discount results. However, if you believe this Madison County taxpayer, your constituents deserve deputies with relevant work experience, certifications, college degrees, military veterans, then there is only one decision to be made. This is a profession, and in order to retain and attract professionals, we have to offer a competitive salary and give deputies a financial reason to work in this county. Respectfully, this is us sounding the alarm. Any departure from our approved contract will result in significant manpower and recruitment consequences for years to come. We appreciate your attention. We appreciate your support of the Madison County Merit Deputies. We're hopeful you'll make the correct decision. Thank you.
Thank you. Well spoken and well said. Those are things for us to think about. We'll meet Thursday, 5 o'clock. With the best information we have at that time to try to put together a budget that we're going to be able to put to the public. That's the plan. Anybody have any other suggestions or comments?
Can you follow up and have more information on the PSAP?
Yes,
I just wanted to make that.
Yeah.
That we
No,
all
I
expect that.
talked to Bob. He's going to be checking. I'll try to have that information by Thursday. Anything else?
So if we pass the PSAP, that's only going to be for a couple years, right? Because then the new funding mechanisms
That's,
kick
yeah,
in.
Todd was describing, we're trying to get, he essentially is telling us that we have 2 years, and the 2 years are probably the tough years,
Mhm.
from what I'm gathering. And encourage everyone to call their legislators. Because, man, we've taken a beating. And so many of our people. Okay. Take a motion to adjourn this meeting. I guess it's the motion.
Just adjourn.
And it was clear that we thought we were receiving way more money from the state. I mean, we made that clear at the beginning, correct? To the public, to anybody that was here. You know, because our
Yeah,
numbers are
Oh,
significant.
yeah,
Basically, where
I mean,
we're short
I
right
just
now.
hope
part
everybody
of what's so challenging about this is we had these initial discussions and, you know, it's put on the front page of the paper that we're looking at a 3% increase. And you know, it's just one of those things where
And we received,
this is the part of the challenge of having public conversation when we're trying to figure it out.
see, the revenue that we're receiving is less than the budget last year.
We
So
thought
see,
we were gonna have a 1.6
Right.
to 1.8
Yeah.
increase.
I mean,
Right.
it's
And we had a
literally a
decrease.
$2 million.
I know, and
I mean,
that's,
it's just, it's unbelievable, frankly.
I just want to make
This
sure
is where
that
we are.
that was.
We're adjourned. We'll see you Thursday at 5.